Hi all and welcome back to my channel of Life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I'm Aspie and I welcome you all. In this time I'm just going to bring out some of my darkest secrets or just my dark thought book to share with you all as an encourager and inspiration for you all. And in saying this is a disclaimer as always. I am not here to try and dwell on the past or whatever it may be, so I just want to bring out some motivational messages as much as I can to bring out hope and clarity and understanding to where you guys are at with your everyday struggles and to let you know that you're not alone. So in this one's going to be called The Fight, or what are you fighting for? If you're into any of these dark thoughts or what have you, of the spoken word truth that I've been sharing with you all as a form of motivation, let me know in the comment section below, as this is much appreciated. So let's begin this. Have you ever had a fight or had to fight or even started a fight with someone that you didn't want to, start a fight with? Did you win or lose? Or did you had to ever thought of the reasonings to why you started this fight in the first place? My parents has taught me along the way that there will always be a lot of battles and struggles that we go through, and every battle and struggle must be discerned to fight or not to fight, knowing in the mentality and spiritual realm as well as in the physical. We need to choose our battles wisely. Hearsay is what my parents used to teach me as well, and to some of us, we may have to fight alone instead of having the right support systems. As you can see from the mentality of what I've been through in my life, that some of it I've fought for myself. You got to pick and choose your fight wisely and what you want to do with your fight. To stand or to fall is the question. You can't forever quit when you get knocked down and out on your very first hit or your very first hit touchdown. You can't quit if you get knocked down. You can't forever quit if you get scarred or bruised. You do the utmost or the unjust to the unjust. However, you need to keep your cool and be cool, calm and collected, however, and know when's your next move, however, along the way. Now this isn't just plain old rocket science, however, just to let you know, right? Or even just the everyday news that you see about right now. Some of you are living proof that you can and will survive any hit that is basically given to you, regardless of every blow, every word that has been spat at you, hearsay. You have endured and suffered so many trials and tribulations, as well as the altercations that came with it. You are living proof that you have stood up and risen up and actually decided to rise up against these storms that came with it. Like the everyday choices we make, however, for the good, bad and the ugly, you had to choose life or death. The toughest ultimatum you had to make, however, and call out for. Maybe you weren't ready for the battle that was there in front of you, or that lies ahead of you. Maybe you weren't equipped for the battle, but you had to stand up and rise up towards your demons or against your demons once more, as well as in the enemy front line of the occupancy. Sometimes you got to change the clock or even the path you have been on just to stand up and fight or not. Sometimes you got to change the path you walked on to touch up the alterations you decided to make. But for those of us still in pain, the everyday pains and struggles, however, what's the purpose for your life and the fight that you're fighting? Are you fighting for an answer that hasn't been answered yet? Are you fighting for oppression and infliction? Doctors obviously can't find the diagnosis that you're looking for or some sort of source. Are you fighting for cancer, addiction, and other worldly possessions that is around us? You're fighting for a better education, maybe. You're fighting to escape from a toxic relationship that you're in. And maybe you're sick and tired of fighting and you just don't want to fight no more. You're fighting to keep yours, and yours is worth something. Again, what's the purpose of your fight? What's the purpose in your life too? Maybe you're fighting for the recessions and the income that wasn't getting enough. Fighting oppression and negative thoughts that has been in your mindset as an everyday struggle. and when you just want to wake up and just, self-destruct. Maybe it's a job you keep stressing over because you don't have a vision anymore or a passion and love desire for it anymore. Maybe you're fighting seed blessings. Life may have been tough for you. You got enough of it. Maybe you're fighting for loneliness, fighting for the rejections that you had in the past and present, temptations like the rest of us, fighting for the less fortunate, God bless them, fighting abuse and protection, looking and praying and hoping to God every day, looking for justice of the injustice as we see in the news, quite the opposite, which is the injustice. The acts of injustice, the world we live in is sure as hell a crazy and scary place as it's changing. Maybe you're fighting overseas to try to keep every nation safe. Maybe you're fighting for your dreams and goals, reaching for so long for those aspirations from your friends, enemies and foes. When you were young, your speakers, parents, etc. tell us what to do when we can do anything we want and dreamed of. All you had to do was to believe it. Guess what? News flashed to you all. That was obviously a lie to us that's been lied to, because that's the only process in the accomplishments of accomplishing our achievements. So they didn't tell you had to fight. You may take some hits, blows, even though you may lose as a fighter too. Standing up against your fears, your foes, your enemies. Still you had to face your fears as well as your darkest demons. Still you had to lose. Getting knocked down and raising yourself back up after each hidden blows is again by choice up to you. While you still had to fight no matter what, you have to know and believe in that no matter how many times you get knocked down, being casted out from others around you, of your down for the count, and you can visually chase it more, or even so, feel it more. But the thing, in order to win, you have to stay in the fight. See, the race of life aren't of those who has finished the fastest, but to enjoy and learn to grow within ourselves and around each other, to learn from our past mistakes and everything else with it. But the race of life are for those who last it. You have to have the heart to win the race, however, or even just to win like Noah did. You give it your all, it's all or nothing. But for those hate or naysays that comes your way that you think, or they think that, you won't forever win. As we know, basically, we can stand up and fight. Choice is ours. You have the strong motivation and determination like Mike Tyson. Don't forever be too confident in your own consciousness though, however. Be strong, creative, stand out, think outside the box and more. Create a legacy and story of your own. Be the legend, be the best you can be of the best you. Reach for the top. Who's ready to fight even if it's to the match of death? Who's ready to fight? Doesn't matter if you lose. Give it your best shot no matter what. For these failures teaches us as a life lesson in between. Stand up against the rest. Who's ready to fight? Who's ready to take the first step? Who's ready to take that very first stand? Who's ready to fight with every breath that they have? Who's ready to fight when your haters obviously is hating and wanting you down and out and casted out? Who's ready to fight and not ready to lay down and die yet? Who's ready to fight, get their life back and dreams back and being blessed? Who's ready to fight when you don't, however, have that much energy left to fight? Are you ready to fight?